did it.
We're live now?
Yeah.
All right, we are live for episode 2 of the podcast. Or not podcast. It's not a podcast. It's a show.
Don't use that word.
I know.
Disgusting.
I'm sorry. It's the show of... Uh-oh. Hold on just a second, everyone. Oh my gosh, my cat just grabbed my webcam cable and was trying to pull it down. This is going to be an interesting show. No, it's not Charles. It's Oliver.
Oh, just checking.
Yeah. So we're going to have to keep him from doing that for the rest of the show. Great start. That's last week.
Fantastic. It's all working out for us here.
Yeah, exactly. This is not how we want to start. No! Jeez Louise. He's desperate to get this cable. Love you, little buddy.
Some more,
No?
sir.
Alright, so it's the second week of We Love That. The 100-hour gaming challenge in September. We are doing it for Stand Up to Cancer. If you can't tell, it says Stand Up to Cancer in the title now. And I got a Stand Up to Cancer hat that they did not give me, just to be clear. I am doing this out of the kindness of my heart. They did not give this to me. This is a bought Stand Up to Cancer hat. All right, so Jess, we're going to start this week. Oh, I have my Twitter handle just up there on the screen.
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah.
Oh no! Now we're gonna put Jess's up there for a minute, just to balance things out. Do you feel better now, Jess?
Yes, much better.
Okay, we wanted to get everyone's. That's not what was supposed to be on the screen. Anyway, we're heading to our first segment, news.
Woohoo! We love the news.
Yes, and I want to first get this situation taken care of because Jess, you love Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. You remember the names much better than me because last week I couldn't remember any names. Who is this character that Megan Fox is playing in the new Mortal Kombat 1?
Oh, well, Megan Fox is playing the vampire Nitara, and as you can see, like, she's got like a little Jennifer's Body look, and actually there is like a little mention of Jennifer's Body when she's fighting Kung Lao. He says the line, "What did you do with Jen's body?" Who is apparently his girlfriend, which I learned in my reading. And
well, how about that?
It's excellent because if you've seen if you have seen Jennifer's Body, like, you know that Megan Fox is like perfect for this like vampire bitch, and she's
yes,
ass.
Yes, absolutely. And hi to Tim James and Tina James. They're joining us on Facebook.
Hi,
thanks for joining us this week. I know you guys were fabulous last week on the show, and I think you just have, if you don't mind, the next news story.
You want me to go to news first? All right.
All right. Well, I mean, I kind of put this news story on top because I figured, you'd want to talk about Mortal Kombat as fast as possible. Actually, never mind. Go ahead.
All right. So, for this week's wonderful news, it's a little bit of an international thing. You'll see. In Chester County, Pennsylvania, there was a convicted murderer who crab walked out of prison. How did he do that, you're wondering? Well, there was a wall, and he just did a little crab walk, got on into a little hole, and bam, he's free. And so they had
just a crab walk.
We had someone escape on May 19th this year from that same opening, and they added some razor wire to deter further escapes, but we see how well that worked out for them.
Yeah, for some reason right now all I can picture is the meme that goes around online with Rick from The Walking Dead and Carl, and he's like, "They're crab walking, Carl." They're crab walking, all of them,
up the walls.
Up the walls, Carl.
And, So this man has been missing, or gone missing since August the 31st, and just this week he was spotted near Longwood Gardens in Pennsylvania, which apparently is within a certain distance of the prison he crab walked out of.
Yeah.
And so that place is currently closed because he's apparently hanging out with the flowers and the trees, getting close with nature. And so, yeah, I did learn today, a little bit before I got jumped on here, that the correctional officer that was on duty during the crab walking incident has been fired, and I wonder why.
I cannot imagine.
So I mentioned,
sounds like he was bending over backwards for the prisoners.
And so I mentioned that this was a bit of an international story because this is when we'll jump over to the UK, where a terror suspect escaped jail by strapping himself under a truck, which I assume was like a delivery box truck, because I don't think it's just like a Ford F-150. So he's currently missing, and so that's a little bit of a what? And then another person, Washington, D.C., Cole, a little bit closer to me here.
Yeah, very close to you.
We have a gentleman who snuck past the guards at the hospital, and he's currently vibing as well. Which leads me to the most perfect headlines today on NPR, one of my favorite news stations. I'm going to read them for you, Cole. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So first we have, there are several manhunts underway this week, but don't panic, an expert says. All right. And
expert says don't panic.
Yeah, don't
which
panic.
Is normally number one signal to
just
panic.
Chill. It's cool. Like,
nope.
You just mind your business, they'll mind theirs, I guess. I'm not sure. But they also, NPR, one of the wonderful writers, posed a wonderful question that I'm sure a lot of us are wondering. Where hasn't someone escaped from prison this week, Cole?
That's a very good question. That's an open-ended question. It raises it pops your brain in motion, getting your IQ going. Where hasn't someone escaped from prison this week?
Yeah, it seems to be the new prison trend.
Is it escaping?
It's escaping, yes, by strapping yourself under a truck, or our favorite, crab walking up a wall.
Crab walking is an art form. The truck one bothers me more so because he clearly didn't care about his life if he strapped himself to the bottom of the truck. So he was willing to take a big risk. So it makes me wonder, what was he in prison for? It's probably something awful. I don't want to go deep into that because this story can go from funny.
Dig too deep into that. All I needed to know was strapped
to the bottom of a truck. And I'm like you. I'm picturing like a giant Humvee type thing. I think it's I think there are plenty of places where people did not escape from this week.
Thankfully.
And hopefully, I'm trying to think of like what is a serial killer everybody hates? Because I feel like I would name a serial killer who's still in prison. Somebody's gonna be like, he didn't do it. I just don't feel like getting into that. So,
on to the next. What do you have for us today, Cole? Did you find anything interesting in the news?
I have a couple interesting stories. First off, in Maine, a city manager is saying that a city manager is answering many questions after 3 giant inflatable ducks showed up near Belfast for the 3rd year in a row. We texted our questions, I texted my questions to the city manager, and he said, "This is not ducking funny." So, I wanted to say also real quick before we go to the next news story, which there's more to talk about from that one. My mother has just said hello in the chat, and she says, "Hello, guys. Hey, guys."
Hey, Mom.
And I would like to point out that Tim James, our guest last week, now has commented. he was a prison guard in Maine for 8 years, and I bet nobody escaped. I'm going to assume nobody escaped on Tim's watch because Tim knows what he's doing. All right. The city manager in Maine who answered the questions is Scott Smith, and he said, and I quote, "We don't know who owns them. We don't know where they come from, or how long they'll be here." Which I thought was just like the worst take of Liam Neeson Taken style monologue I've ever heard. Excuse me.
And this is over rubber duckies and
These are all rubber duckies, and he's just like, "We don't know who you are. We don't know what you're doing, and we don't know what's happening. But if we find you, we will suspect foul play." So,
guess what, Cole? We have a little visitor real quick. It's Bree.
Bree.
What's up?
Oh, is she on Facebook too?
No, she's right beside me.
Oh, there she is. Your computer had frozen. Hey, Bree.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay. I'm good. I just got off work and I look crazy, so I'm gonna get off here. She just wanted to say hi.
We all look crazy.
Well, okay, ratchet.
Well, there you go.
Thanks
for now popping in.
Yes.
All right, Jesse, did you have any more stories? Or is it on me now?
I think that's on you. I think you have another one, other than, the no fun guy up in Maine.
Yeah, Scott Smith, city manager,
Smith is a man of no
Chamber
fun.
of Commerce for the town, and he doesn't know where these ducks are coming from. The next story came from my local television station that comes out of Savannah here. And it says, well, it doesn't say this. I'm just summing up for you. A Delta airplane in Atlanta had to land after a brief flight due to a diarrhea emergency. I would love to tell you more, but the situation is fluid. Hey, Tracy. My friend Tracy is joining us now.
Hi,
Tracy. There are other people saying hi to each other in the comments. Tracy, it's lovely to see you. I'm glad you joined us tonight. And police in Britain this week rushed to a yoga class after they saw the lights go out because they thought it was a ritual mass suicide. Which is funny because I thought ritual mass suicides only took place in spin class. That's a joke for the gym rats out there. If you think yoga is the same thing as a spin class, you're doing like that really hot yoga, or you don't know what you're talking about. Because spin class is where people go to die.
Yeah, just watching people in spin class makes my butt cheeks hurt.
Yes, exactly. They don't have the comfortable seats on those bikes or anything.
Nope, that's sore butts for all.
Sore butts for all. Same thing as a ritual suicide, I guess. Sore butts. Yeah. Ritual suicide is not funny, and if anyone ever offers you the Kool-Aid, don't drink it.
Yeah, run. Hit it on the ground, run. Call your mom. She's going to pick you up.
So, in my news stories, I have this written below all my news stories. This weather has been disrespectful.
It really has been. I've had enough of it. It's either
it
too
was
hot,
100.
Time to kill us.
Yeah. The heat index here the other day was 110. It's just not cool.
That's not cool at all.
No. So, now we've gone through all our news stories. I don't think there's anything else left to cover. And we're moving on to What You Watching. The favorite segment of everyone who watches things. If you watch things, it's a segment for you. Just tell us what you're watching. Leave it in the comments. We will...
Always looking for suggestions.
Yeah, always looking for suggestions. If you're watching something better than us, or if you're watching something you like, or if you're watching something that you don't like, we still might like it. Everybody has different opinions.
Yeah, it's not like we're getting new content from anybody anytime soon in the acting department, so Might as well just
Oh,
check
well,
them
you brought up a great point for the strikes that are happening in Hollywood. These strikes have to end soon. They're running out of content. The studios know they're running out of content. The Motion Picture and Producers Guild of TV and movies, whatever, they all know it's time to get serious about a deal.
Yeah.
Christine James just commented she's watching Supernatural, of course, which is a great show, one of my favorite shows of all time. And I think if I move this camera just a bit up top, somewhere up there, I can't see it. Never mind. There is a Supernatural cup that I have up top there that Tim and Tina sent me. It was very sweet. It was it says Winchester coffee. It's awesome.
Perfect.
That's not relevant to many people. Um, but it is relevant to Tim and Tina because I really appreciate it. Uh, so what have you been watching this week?
Well, this week I finished up the most recent season of What We Do in the Shadows.
We love that show.
We really love that show. Dark humor, dry humor, layered humor. Mwah.
The silliest humor.
Oh yes, the silliest, and they just say it like with such serious faces. And I was really worried that they weren't going to be able to top, what happened in the season that you're on right now with Baby Colin.
Season
They've really
4.
outdone themselves. It's been a wonderful ride, and I can't wait for you to catch up and see what they've been up to, especially that Gizmo. He's one to watch.
Oh, Guillermo is my favorite character on the show, and I only call him Gizmo when I have to type his name. At that point, autocorrect does me no good. Oh, this is cool. Tracy just comments that she's been watching Wolfpack and New Girl.
New Girl is one of my favorites because
Tracy, is that
girl? It's Jess.
It's Jess. So Tracy, are you talking about the show with Zoe Deschanel? Because if you are, we and Jess, I know, have a deep fondness for that show.
Oh yes.
And I'm still watching the last season right now, as we speak.
And that is an excellent season. I think Schmidt is at his peak self in that season.
Yes, he is. And Nick. And Jess. And Winston.
Oh yes.
And Coach. Coach still does best. I felt like it would have been bad if I didn't mention him.
Yeah.
So you have been watching What We Do in the Shadows. You watched it from the beginning, didn't you?
Yes, I've been watching it since it came out because I've always thought it was absolutely excellent. And that's like when you let me know that it was based off of a wonderful Taika Waititi movie. So.
Yeah, I remember. I told you about that movie. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because you thought I was like mentioning the movie, but then I was like, no, I'm talking about the show. And you're like, what? And I was like, what? And it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I think at the time, I didn't really forget that I showed you that movie. I was saying that for the podcast. I was saying, why do I keep calling it a podcast? I'm a filthy animal.
You're gonna get struck by lightning.
It's not a podcast. It's a stream. It's a show.
It's a show.
We're not, podcasters. It just sounds like there's enough of podcasters. Is all I'm saying. I'm not nothing. I love podcasts. I listen to them all the time. There's just enough.
Yeah, we don't want to.
Yeah.
Add
so, Christina James says she also needs to give some love to the show Lucifer, which is one of my favorite shows. It's really well. Didn't I get you to watch one episode of that?
I don't think so.
Didn't you watch one at Breeze or something?
Maybe.
Am I getting you confused? I rarely get you confused for other people. I felt like one time you went to Breeze and you watched one episode of Lucifer. It's the one about the devil. Accurate. I feel like it's the one where the devil comes to LA.
Okay. I think maybe I did, but
Yeah,
I'm obviously gonna just have to watch the show.
yeah, it's really good. You should check it out. Great. It's only 5 seasons. The last few seasons are like abbreviated seasons because it went to Netflix, so it's great. Great
Perfect.
watch. So, uh, you watched that. You watched What We Do in the Shadows. What else have you watched?
What else have I been watching? A couple documentaries that have just been floating around.
You know,
I need
one
to finish the show Normal People. Those
normal
characters made me
people.
mad, so I had to put it on timeout.
Okay.
It's like a love
Um.
story.
Okay. What
So
about? I know you're a fan of the series American Horror Story. How are you feeling about the new one that's coming out? American Horror Story.
oh well, Cole. I'm so glad you asked because my personal fave, Kimberly Skimberly Kardashian, is gonna be in this new season, and I'm so excited.
We
I
love
want to
that for
see her.
you.
Oh yes, I'll have to, wear head to toe Skims on, premiere night on Hulu.
Yeah, we'll live stream and then it'll be really weird. It'll just be me wearing normal clothes and you like wearing a nice Skims dress.
Exactly, and I'll look like my best Kardashian Jenner self.
I feel like you need one of those long cigarettes like Cruella de Vil had.
Oh yeah,
Just
like
sitting
Anya
there with.
Hepburn like thing.
Yeah, exactly. You need that for the outfit to be all put together.
Exactly. I mean, and then like a feather boa or something, or like that feathery, like meshy bathrobe that's like real extravagant and goofy.
Yeah.
I would do it.
So
I would wear that.
I I only have 4 things to talk about in what we're watching. If you have any more, Jess, please chime in with yours. Uh,
Um, what I wanted to mention, which I forgot when we were talking about the strike and how like content's a little dwindling, and they know it. Netflix, which they have some good stuff, wonderful, yes, yes, but they've
Stranger
gotten to the
Things.
point. Perfect show. Mwah. Um, Netflix has reached the point where they are streaming a live gorilla camera. So that's what they're doing. A live stream of gorillas in a zoo somewhere vibing.
Just vibing. Just a couple.
Yes, and when you scroll on it, you're like, "What the hell?" It's this like cute little gorilla baby, trying to entice you in to watch the live gorilla cam. But no, don't fall for Netflix tricks. They need to pay the writers and the actors and get our content back.
Absolutely.
Desperation.
Absolutely. We do not need to be monkeying around.
Desperation. Yeah. We don't need to be monkeying around anymore. Pay those people.
Pay those people indeed. Uh, we. Did you want to take a second, Jess? I know we were going to talk about this. I just hit my mic, so I'm sorry. The fact that the reason we're doing this, I think we talked about this last week, was because of the writer's strike and not having late night TV. And we kind of want to fill that void for people if they wanted it filled by 2 amateurs. You want to talk about where we got the We Love That from? Do you want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. So, Cole and I are big fans of Saturday Night Live. And Weekend Update is, of course, our favorite segment, which, they go over the news, current events, all of that fun stuff. Well, when we started like our own little We Love That jokes, like it kind of like reminded us of when Seth Meyers and Amy Poehler would do really. And
Yes.
yes. So like we just think like we kind of like went with that and like just kind of like really love that, and that's like why we're doing that. And also fun fact, I know you guys probably noticed that our next show next week will be on a Thursday, and you're probably wondering, well, I thought these were on Fridays. Well, I will be heading to Washington D.C. to see the current hosts or anchors of Weekend Update, Colin Jost and Michael Che.
Our husbands.
Our husbands, yes, our beautiful husbands. We love them.
Yes. I'm interested to see if you get to witness the death of Colin Jost.
Yeah, Michael's pretty
Michael is
hard on him.
savage.
He just throws him under all the buses. Two
Yeah,
hands with a kick in the butt.
yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
So,
Perfect.
uh, I've been watching just a few things. Number one, I've been watching. I still watch Ahsoka, which I know you don't really watch, so we can't talk about that. But I
I haven't
can
gotten into
say,
that one yet.
no, you're not really into Star Wars, which is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, I do
Considering,
like Star Wars. I've seen all the movies, and I used to have an Anakin Skywalker shirt that I would wear on Free Uniform Fridays. Thank you.
okay, you do like Star
That's a
Wars.
Catholic school thing.
It just you don't bring it up as often as I do. I guess is what I was getting at.
Point me.
I sent you your Yoda thing earlier today when you were talking about Michael Che. I said do or do not. There is no try. So that's you get constant Star Wars from me.
It's true.
I've been watching Ahsoka. It's great. Anybody that hasn't watched it and you like Star Wars, watch it. It's incredibly good. But this past week was Chef Kiss. All the good, everything good I can say about an episode of television. I say about this one. It had
The cameos, callback.
it's not just cameos and callbacks, but the new character, like the fight between Ahsoka and the new character that's a not I don't know what you would call him. He's not really a Sith. I don't know what you call him, but he's it was a great fight. Like I there's been some weird fights earlier on Ahsoka, but this one was just great. So I was very happy about it.
Love that.
My other thing I watched the Walking Dead spinoff, Dead City, which is if you watch Walking Dead, it's a spinoff with Negan and Maggie looking to save Maggie's son. And it's really, really good so far. I'm 3 episodes in, a little bit through the 4th one. And I think it's probably the best storytelling Walking Dead has done in years.
That's impressive. They've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah, but they kind of a little bit towards the end of the regular show. Like it wasn't like terrible or anything. It was just, they just kind of did their own thing. This feels much more like old school Walking Dead, which is what I appreciate about it.
That's great.
My
friend likes What the Walking Dead, so that might be something we'll have to check out.
Yes, you totally should. It's yeah, it's great. Now we got a comment from Tim James. Tim James says we finished Smallville and are looking for a new show to watch. Well, Tim, boy, have you come to the right place.
Do we have options?
Tim, I would suggest if you haven't, did you ever finish Arrow, Tim? I don't think you ever finished Arrow.
Oh, Arrow's excellent. It was one of my favorites.
Yeah, excellent. Arrow is excelente, and I highly recommend it.
Oh, me too. So that's 2 recommendations there, Tim. Get on it.
2 recommendations, 1 show. So, I'm trying to think. Tim doesn't like things that are graphically violent. I know that about Tim. And he just said, no, of course, no, we are super behind on Arrowverse. Okay, so, well, the Arrowverse all started with Arrow, so if you want to finish one, finish
That's
Arrow. It's a good one to start your list on. I also want to talk about, I watched Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
How was that?
It was way better than I assumed it was going to be. Based on it seems like that movie got a lot of hate. Like people were laughing at it for not breaking box office records or anything like that. But it was really just like a really fun Indiana Jones movie. It wasn't as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark or The Last Crusade, but I would put it like on par with Temple of Doom. But I also have been of the opinion in the past that Temple of Doom is the best Indiana Jones movie, which is it is a very unpopular opinion. It's just one I used to have. No, that's the most. That's number 4.
Oh, my
That
bad.
was the most recent one before this one.
Gotcha.
It had issues, but that one it's better now with age. Tim James says, "No, I don't like blood and gore. Violence is okay." Well, I think Tim, I think I might have said violence, but I meant graphic gore and blood. So we're all on the same page. I just said the wrong
That's
word.
for Tim. He's out.
Tracy Shep says, I watched the Mario movie the other day. So did I, Tracy. I watched it on Thursday. I enjoyed I saved it for the show.
Oh, fine. Is this what we're doing now?
Oh, sorry. Uh yeah, I watched it on Thursday, I think, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fun kids movie. It it had Chris Pratt, I'm trying to remember all the people that were in it. It had a great cast. I know Chris Pratt
Black's
got
in it.
it had what?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor Joy, yes. And who
Isn't
plays
Charlie Day in
Luigi?
it as well?
Charlie Day. He's who plays Luigi. That's what I was trying to think of.
We love him. He's great.
Yes. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Great show.
Oh, yeah. He does no wrong, him and his kitten mittens. That's what Oliver needs. Kitten.
Yes, he does. That would be very good on Not Like Tonight.
Gotta keep him in trouble.
Tracy now says, I love the Mario movie. I definitely watch it again. And I agree with you, Tracy. I would watch that again, too. It's definitely a good, just have a good afternoon and watch kind of movie.
I'll watch it with our little 9-year-old bestie so that I don't look too creepy or anything.
Well, it's on demand now. It's on Peacock. So you can watch it by yourself and not look creepy.
All right, that's even better.
That's what I did. But you actually have a little bestie, and I know this is not the time exactly of the show to do this in what you're watching, but didn't you have something that your little 9-year-old friend drew today?
Yeah, his mom sent me a picture that he had drawn in school. I guess they were, just doing stuff in art class or something. I'm not sure, but he sent a beautiful picture of the front of the house with a tree, and there was a big old pumpkin, and there was like some fence and lights, and then there was a gravestone for the dad. Which, for a little backstory, little Bessie lost his dad, may he rest in peace, a couple years ago, so he now has developed quite the sense of humor about things. And we can never leave a dad out of things, so it's adorable and hilarious at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Did you actually? I may have totally zoned out. Did you tell us what the gravestone said?
I did the dad.
Oh, the dad. That's what the main thing I was making sure you said. The dad.
The dad. Not number one dad. Not my dad. Not best dad. The dad.
Not just dad. It's just the dad.
Yeah.
I love how his mind works, your little friend.
Oh, yes. He is definitely going places someday. Happy good places now. He's just hilarious.
Oh, and before we move on from what we're watching, I do have to acknowledge that football is back. As of last night, the Kansas City Chiefs played the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions
defeated the Kansas... didn't they?
Do what?
I said the Chiefs got stomped, didn't they?
Well, they lost by 1 point.
Oh. Well, so the way those freaking articles are written, they think they can freaking beat them up.
Yeah, they won 21-20. Detroit Lions did over the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a great NFL season. I'm very excited about the Falcons season. I think they have an underrated team. I'm very excited to see what the heck is going on in New York with the Jets, with Aaron Rodgers. And I'm curious to see if San Francisco is as good as everybody thinks they're going to be. I love football. The Bulldogs played last Saturday and won. They're going to play this Saturday and probably win. I'm not going to say they're going to win because I don't count my chickens before they hatch. And they're playing Ball State. So that's who we're playing.
Ball State?
Yes, Ball State. I don't know where that school's located, but from what I
Oh,
understand, you can go there, but the locals are very sensitive. Um,
yeah, it sounds like it's a place a little down under.
yeah, it is exactly. Uh, so that's all I'm watching. Jess, do you have anything else to add to what you're watching segment?
Um, not really.
All right, we'll
I'm just
move on.
scraping by here because these strikes, man,
These strikes are awful.
terrible.
All right, now we have a new segment this week, thanks to Jess, and it's called New Music.
Woo! New Music Friday is my favorite day of the week. Like, I religiously check the music every morning, or I'll stay up at midnight just to see when they first drop. Depends on my mood. But this week we've had some real gems. We've got the dynamic duo of Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion together again after their WAP success with Bongos, which took me a minute to get into like the beat of it, but now turn that on and I'm gonna shake my butt like I can twerk, which I can't. It's terrible. Um,
I'm not agreeing. I'm just shaking my head. Yes, that's what you just said.
yes, it's probably terrible to say it. Yeah. And Tyler Childers released his album that I've been waiting for a while.
Oh
Love
yeah,
him.
we love Tyler Childers.
Oh yes, I've once listened to him while sitting in my backyard because I live where Delfest takes place. So that is my fun little Tyler Childers fact. And then
Yes,
Cole, there was an album that I know that you're probably excited that dropped today, and that is Guts by Olivia Rodrigo.
I do love Olivia Rodrigo. Uh, she's a big fan of ours. I know that about her. Um,
Yes, that's us. We love her.
Tim James has said we will be watching his career with great interest. My mother said, "Go Falcons," which is exactly how I feel about it. And Tim James is just laughing that we're talking about football. I imagine. Uh, um. So yeah, I think. Uh, I am completely lost all of a sudden. I was looking down. Let's see how many viewers were talking on one thing, and I completely lost it.
Well,
Uh,
we were talking about Olivia Rodrigo and how much she loves
oh,
us and we
Olivia
love
Rodriguez.
her.
Yes, I love her album. Her first album, which I can't remember the name of right now. It wasn't Guts. It was Sour.
Yes.
Was it Sour? Is that
That
the name of
sounds,
her first
yeah.
album?
She's on the front cover with her tongue out and with stickers.
Yeah, great album. I enjoy that album. This new one
She's,
though, I listened to a couple songs off of it today, and uh, Vampire is a song that bops.
oh, yeah.
Um, what's the song that you posted earlier on Facebook? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it now either. Am I Right?
Am
Is
I
that what?
right? Great song. And then
Yes.
she has a song about being
All,
homeschooled on there too,
yeah.
which I really relate to.
I enjoyed the first, the opening of the album, which was All American Bitch.
Yes,
So
I listened to that one as well. Very catchy.
yeah, I like how like it started out like real like soft, and then it went like total punk rock at the end.
Yes, it was awesome. Uh,
Wonderful.
and you spoke on the team up and Tyler Childers. Is there any other music?
Let's see. Killer Mike had a single come out today that had a feature with T.I., the Rubber Band Man. And let's see who else was on that. JID was on that with them, and then Jacques, I think is how you say his name. I'm not quite sure, but Killer Mike's coming out. A solo album coming out. He is part of Run the
Run the
Jewels.
Jewels.
Yes, and we love Killer Mike's voice. He's great. So he's got this coming out, and I'm super excited. This single was great, and then I think I got one more. I'm trying to remember what it was. Um, I can't remember what the other song that I had downloaded.
Then
Then I wrote it down,
don't
but I
know.
guess I didn't.
It's okay.
But,
You found another.
No, now I remember. You Wish by Fly and a Boss. They did a remix with Missy Elliott.
Oh, we love Missy Elliott.
We love Misdemeanor.
Yes. All right. So that wraps up our music segment. Unless Jess has anything else to add.
Oh no, that is all for this week.
Okay. Well, we will check back in next week on a Thursday. Well, probably not because it's a Thursday.
Oh yeah,
We'll check in the next Friday with all kinds of new stuff.
Oh yes.
All right. So I just realized that in our segment Game Time, where I talk about what I'm playing, I should have waited the Megan Fox story for this. It wasn't a news story; it was a Game Time story.
It's all right.
I didn't think about that.
You were just really excited about Megan Fox and showing her face, I think, which is understandable. She's beautiful.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. It wasn't just that I forgot what segment I was in.
Exactly, it was Megan Fox's beauty. Just take that and run, boy. Let's go. Woo.
All right, so I will now talk about the games I'm playing. Again, this is at the core a 100-hour gaming marathon for Stand Up to Cancer.
How many hours you got?
I have got. I will tell you in just a second. I've gotten. I think it's close to 16, but I'll double check.
16.
After 1 week of doing this, I am at 15 hours gamed, so I'm at 15%. That's not that great. I got to go up more next week. I got to go after it more.
You need to get some Mountain Dew fuel up in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone wants, is for me to be more hyper. So the games I've been playing, I just streamed an hour of, or not an hour, but about 30 minutes of Call of Duty. Oh yes, thank you. Doombot 1967 says gaming marathon in your future. I agree, Tim. I know who you are. It's gonna be mostly Starfield. I think my gaming marathon that's coming up. I think that's gonna be the one that's gonna suck me in, because I'm teasing with the game right now. I'm just kind of like just checking what's going on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna dive head in just face first right into the space. And I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said do a swan dive into that.
Yes, exactly. Scrooge duck into a pile full of gold.
Exactly. And this is a newer game, correct? That just came out.
Yeah, it just came out yesterday, I believe.
Ooh, not bad.
I had a little bit early access, but it just came out yesterday. I'm pretty sure for the masses. The masses. I didn't have early. I had early access because I got the premium one. That's only that. It's not premium access. I also am playing. I played for about an hour the other night. If anyone was up at 3 a.m. and was watching my Skype, my Twitch, not my Skype, my Twitch. I played the first Star Wars Jedi. It's called Jedi Fallen Order, the first game on the Xbox Series, with the guy from your favorite show. Not really your favorite show, but one of your favorite shows, Shameless.
We love that. Good old Ian.
Yeah. He's it's a great game. I only played, like I said, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it was a lot of fun. I started playing it because I got the new one for big sale price on Xbox the other day. So I thought I should probably go try the first one first. So I did that, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it.
We love that.
Yes, we love that, and how crispy clean that was. We enjoy the heck out of it. Yes. See, I'm trying to.
Censors here. This is a family show.
We're not on a 7-second delay, so if we say something, we say something. That's all I have for games. So I guess we're going to head into the wrap up segment and start wrapping up the show. If you didn't notice earlier when Jess was talking about it and I was talking about it, next week we are on Thursday, September 14th at 9 p.m. That time, we're normally on Friday nights. We'll be on Friday nights the 2 weeks after that. But for next week, we're going to be on Thursday, September 14th at 9. And Jess, do you want to say anything about, like, you want people to wish you well when you go to see Michael Che and Colin Jost, or do you want people to wish you an interesting show, or do you want people to wish you that Colin Jost may actually be beat up because Michael Che throws him under a bus that hard?
Let us just hope that Michael Che got my DM and we get a really great shirt out of this.
Yep, and that's all we're going to say about that shirt. All right. So, we got a few housekeeping things to go through real quick. And first being that if you want to, please follow Jess at twitter.com/isahurricane65. She has some really funny tweets, and we all love them. And she also posts tweets that are just hilarious and very sweet sometimes. And then sometimes she posts things that are like, huh. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
That's a tweet that I have read.
And then if you want to follow me, also for Jess, I'm sorry, I completely forgot that we just added this right before the show began. She also has her blog on tumblr.com, Alaska. Okay.
You spelled that wrong.
Alaska ass wet dump. It looks just like it says ass sweat.
It looks like, yeah.
Alaska ass sweat dump. All right, it's Alaska's sweet dump. But we spelled sweet wrong. Not me.
You sure did. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. That's you.
Hey, I just tried to put it in. If you ain't first, you're last. Watch this, though. Watch this. This will be great. This is what sort of live. This sort of live editing people love. Alaska sweet dump. There we go.
Good job.
And those are the two main places to find Jess. If you don't find her there, just go look around the DC, the Beltway area. She's a creature of the Beltway. So I did want to point out you can find me at facebook.com/Cole Watson, twitch.com/ColeW91, youtube.com ColeW9191. These are all the places you can find the show. And then I'm also on twitter.com/Cole_W. You can also type in x.com, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, so I tweet on X. So that's all the stuff from me and Jess you got to worry about. I want to say that next Friday on the 4th, on September 14th, our guest will be our first ever musical guest.
Woo!
Yes, Billy Floyd from the great state of Florida. Good friend of mine, excellent dude. He's going to be on here to sing some songs and talk to us about his favorite movies. Now, from what I understand, Billy is a big fan of movies, so I'm very interested to hear what his favorites are and what he's into. So that's all for this week. We are just now reaching we're over our 45-minute time limit, but that's okay because we all had fun. And that's what really matters, kids.
All that matters is that we're all having fun here.
Yes. It's a participation trophy is all we're getting. And I don't know why I said that. That'll be it for the show tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And if you didn't, please leave your comments only on Jess's Twitter. Thank you for watching. Jess, you have anything to say before people leave?
I love you and have a great night. Yay!
We love you. Have a great night. See you next Thursday.